Hi everybody. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive into the whirlwind of drama unfolding in Port Charles during the week of June 9th to 13th, as shocking exits, fiery confrontations, and heartbreaking dilemmas take center stage. From Lucky Spencer's unexpected departure to Nina Reeves' explosive outbursts, and Alexis Davis' spiraling panic, this week promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Let's unravel the intricate web of emotions, secrets, and betrayals that await our beloved characters, with fresh perspectives, expanded details, and imaginative new twists to enrich the storytelling. Lucky Spencer's bittersweet goodbye shakes Port Charles. The week kicks off with a heavy-hearted farewell as Lucky Spencer, a longtime fixture in the chaotic town of Port Charles, prepares to pack his bags and leave behind the life he's known. After a devastatingly unsuccessful marriage proposal that left his heart in tatters, Lucky confides in his inner circle about his decision to step away from the turmoil and seek solace elsewhere. His sister, Lula Spencer, musters a brave smile as she bids him goodbye, though her eyes betray the sting of disappointment at losing her brother's steady presence during such uncertain times. Their mother, Laura Collins, grapples with her own sorrow, torn between supporting Lucky's need for space and the ache of watching her son walk away. In a tender moment, Laura might slip him a family heirloom, a small, weathered compost to remind him that he'll always find his way back home. Adding a new layer to this emotional exit, there's a possibility that Lucky might take his son, Aiden Weber, along for a temporary summer adventure. If this plan comes to fruition, Aiden will face his own set of tearful farewells, particularly with Elizabeth Baldwin, who wrestles with letting her young son embark on this journey while worrying about the void his absence will create. Perhaps Aiden, showing a maturity beyond his years, promises to send daily postcards, each one scribbled with a funny doodle to lift his mother's spirits. This subplot introduces a fresh angle on family bonding, highlighting how even in departure, connections can deepen through shared experiences on the road. Isaiah Gannon's tempting offer and Portia Robinson's crisis. Meanwhile, Isaiah Gannon finds himself at a crossroads when an irresistible proposition lands in his lap, potentially altering his path in Port Charles. The details of this offer remain shrouded in mystery, but it could involve a high-stakes medical project abroad or an unexpected alliance with a powerful figure in town. As Isaiah weighs his options, he stumbles upon Portia Robinson in a state of utter distress. Portia, usually composed and resolute, seems to unravel under the weight of unspoken burdens possibly tied to her shaky marriage with Curtis Ashford or the escalating tension surrounding Drew Kane's machinations. Isaiah, ever the empathetic soul, offers a comforting ear, even if Portia hesitates to bare her soul completely. Picture a quiet moment at the hospital cafeteria where Isaiah shares a story from his past about overcoming personal chaos, subtly encouraging Portia to lean on her support system. This invented interaction adds depth to their dynamic, portraying Isaiah as a potential anchor for Portia during her storm. Drew Kane ignites chaos in the Corinthos family. Across town, Drew Kane's thirst for retribution sets off a devastating chain reaction within the Corinthos clan. Determined to undermine any chance of reconciliation, Drew orchestrates a calculated move that shatters Michael Corinthos' efforts to mend fences with Willow Corinthos. The once hopeful truce between the exes collapses into bitter animosity, propelling their custody battle into a courtroom showdown fraught with shocking revelations. Perhaps Drew unearths a long-buried secret about Willow's past, maybe a hidden financial debt or a questionable decision from her younger years, and weaponizes it to paint her as unfit in Michael's eyes, further inflaming their conflict. This new detail intensifies the stakes, showing how far Drew is willing to go to exact his revenge, even at the cost of collateral damage. Nina Reeves, fiercely protective of Willow, catches wind of Drew's underhanded tactics and unleashes her fury in a confrontation that crackles with intensity. Envision Nina storming into Drew's office at Aurora Media, slamming a stack of damning documents on his desk, and accusing him of risking Willow's future with her children for his own selfish vendetta. Her words cut deep as she warns him that his actions could irreparably fracture the family, adding a layer of emotional stakes to her rage. This expanded scene not only highlights Nina's maternal instincts but also underscores the ripple effects of Drew's destructive choices, painting a vivid picture of the chaos he's sown. Trina Robinson seeks guidance amid family turmoil. On another front, Trina Robinson turns to Ava Jerome for sage advice as she navigates her own tangled emotions, possibly related to her career aspiration or a budding romance. Their conversation, set in the elegant backdrop of Ava's art gallery surrounded by bold, expressive paintings, could reveal a softer side to Ava as she imparts wisdom from her own tumultuous journey. Following this heart-to-heart, Trina collaborates with Kai Taylor, a newer face in Port Charles, to brainstorm solutions. In an inventive twist, Kai might hint at overhearing Curtis plotting against Drew, a tidbit that piques Trina's curiosity about her parents' crumbling marriage. Torn between loyalty to her family and the urge to intervene, Trina could sketch out a plan to mediate, perhaps organizing a covert family dinner to foster dialogue. This addition enriches Trina's storyline, portraying her as a proactive young woman determined to mend broken bonds. Alexis Davis battles panic and blackmail threats. Elsewhere, Alexis Davis finds herself engulfed in a rising tide of anxiety as a sinister blackmail plot tightens its grip. The fear of her past embezzlement coming to light gnaws at her, threatening to dismantle the life she's rebuilt. In a newly imagined scenario, Alexis might receive an anonymous letter slipped under her door, containing a cryptic reference to her misdeed and a demand for silence or else. This chilling detail heightens the tension, making her paranoia palpable as she glances over her shoulder in every public space. Compounding her stress, Alexis frets that Kristina Davis might impulsively defy her stern warnings and exacerbate the situation, perhaps by confronting the wrong person in a misguided attempt to protect her mother. Tracy Quartermain enters the fray with a test of Alexis' resilience, their interactions laced with unexpected twists. Imagine Tracy challenging Alexis to a high-stakes chess game at the Quartermain mansion, using the match as a metaphor for their real-life power struggle, with each move symbolizing a calculated risk in their ongoing feud. This creative element adds intrigue to their dynamic, showcasing Tracy's knack for psychological gamesmanship while pushing Alexis to her limits. Elizabeth Baldwin and Maxie Jones navigate conflicts. Rounding out the week, Elizabeth Baldwin focuses on a demanding patient at General Hospital, her compassionate nature shining through even as personal worries linger in the background. Concurrently, Maxie Jones steps into the role of peacemaker, attempting to quell a brewing storm. This could involve mediating yet another clash between Lulu Spencer and Brooklyn Quartermain over family loyalties, or perhaps diffusing tension between Dante Falconeri and Harrison Chase, whose professional rivalry might spill into personal grievances. In a fresh twist, Maxie could host an impromptu gathering at her home, hoping to broker peace over homemade cupcakes and candid conversation, only to discover that some wounds cut too deep for a quick fix. This scene injects a touch of warmth and humor into the drama, balancing the heavier themes with a glimpse of Maxie's quirky problem-solving style. Next, we will explore the intriguing yet underutilized character of Isaiah Gannon and the myriad possibilities that could breathe new life into his storyline in Port Charles. Fans and critics alike have voiced their frustration over the apparent lack of direction for this promising doctor, whose potential seems to be slipping through the writer's fingers. In this expanded article, we'll delve into the buzz surrounding Isaiah's romantic prospects, the fan reactions lighting up social media, and inventive new twists that could transform him into a central figure in General Hospital's drama. From potential love affairs to unexpected alliances, let's imagine a richer narrative for Isaiah that honors his depth and the talent behind the role. Isaiah Gannon, a character in limbo. Isaiah Gannon, the compassionate and skilled physician of Port Charles, has been lingering on the sidelines for far too long, leaving viewers and critics scratching their heads over the writer's hesitation to give him a meaty storyline. Despite his evident charisma and the gravitas he brings to every scene, Isaiah often appears relegated to minor roles, making house calls to check on Sonny Corinthos' health or offering a supportive word in passing. It's a travesty for a character with such untapped potential, as his warmth and quiet strength could easily anchor a major plot. Picture a moment where Isaiah, during a late-night shift at General Hospital, stumbles upon a hidden patient file that hints at a long-buried medical scandal. This invented thread could launch him into a gripping investigation, showcasing his intellect and determination while positioning him as a hero in his own right, far beyond the cameo appearances he's currently afforded. Romantic sparks. Who could capture Isaiah's heart? The clamor for Isaiah to find romance in Port Charles is growing louder, with fans tossing around a slew of tantalizing pairings that could ignite the screen with passion and drama. One popular theory pairs him with Jordan Ashford, whose own life is often steeped in complexity and danger. A clandestine romance between the two could unfold in stolen glances during intense hospital emergencies, with whispered confessions in empty corridors adding a layer of forbidden thrill. Imagine Jordan, burdened by her past, finding solace in Isaiah's unwavering support as they bond over shared late-night coffee breaks. Their chemistry simmering beneath the surface until it boils over in a moment of undeniable attraction. Alternatively, whispers of a potential fling with Portia Robinson have stirred the pot, though such a storyline would inevitably lead to betrayal given her marriage to Curtis Ashford. Envision a scenario where Portia, feeling isolated amidst marital tensions, seeks Isaiah's advice on a personal matter during a quiet moment in the hospital lounge. Their conversation could take an unexpected turn, with a lingering touch or a meaningful look hinting at unspoken desires, setting the stage for a scandal that would rock Port Charles. The fallout would be explosive, Curtis confronting Isaiah under the flickering lights of the hospital parking lot, accusations flying as personal and professional lines blur. This invented conflict adds a rouge to the potential affair, highlighting the messy consequences of passion in a tight-knit community. Then there's the idea of pairing Isaiah with Lulu Spencer, both of whom are navigating the single life in a town full of complicated histories. Their shared sense of loss and resilience could form the foundation of a slow-burn romance, perhaps beginning with casual chats at Kelly's Diner over pie and coffee, where they discover a mutual love for classic literature or old movies. A new detail here could involve Isaiah gifting Lulu a worn copy of a favorite novel, a small gesture that marks the start of something deeper, giving fans a storyline that balances tenderness with the inevitable drama of Port Charles entanglements. Other pairings and fan fantasies. Social media is abuzz with even more creative suggestions for Isaiah's love life, reflecting the fans' hunger for a storyline that does justice to his appeal. Some viewers have pointed out a fleeting but charming chemistry between Isaiah and Molly Lansing Davis during a brief encounter at Bobby's. This spark could be fanned into a flame with a new subplot where Molly, grappling with legal battles and personal doubts, turns to Isaiah for a listening ear after a particularly grueling day. Their bond could grow through shared vulnerability, with Isaiah offering sage advice drawn from a past experience. Serap's a story of a patient who taught him about perseverance, adding depth to their connection and a fresh angle to Molly's often intense narrative. Others advocate for a pairing with Elizabeth Baldwin, yearning for her to finally find an unproblematic partner after a string of tumultuous relationships. Imagine Isaiah stepping in to help Elizabeth during a chaotic shift, their teamwork under pressure revealing a quiet compatibility. A new twist could see them sharing a heartfelt moment at the hospital rooftop during a rare break, where Elizabeth opens up about her fears for her sons, and Isaiah responds with a story of his own childhood struggles, forging a bond built on empathy. This invented scene paints Isaiah as a grounding force, offering Elizabeth and the audience a glimpse of stability amidst the storm. Some fans, however, are less enthusiastic about certain matches. Comments suggest Isaiah might be too good for characters like Willow Tate, Portia, or Lulu, citing mismatched dynamics or overplayed tropes. Meanwhile, there's a call to keep characters like Kristina Davis and Willow out of romantic entanglements altogether, with fans arguing they need personal growth or therapy more than new love interests. This diversity of opinion underscores the challenge for writers, finding a pairing that feels authentic while pushing Isaiah into the spotlight he deserves. Beyond romance, crafting a legacy for Isaiah. While romance is a juicy prospect, Isaiah's story doesn't have to hinge solely on matters of the heart. The writers could explore uncharted territory by weaving him into a high-stakes medical drama that showcases his expertise and moral compass. Picture a multi-episode arc where Isaiah uncovers a dangerous flaw in a new drug being trialed at General Hospital, putting him at odds with powerful pharmaceutical executives and even hospital administrators. Late-night research sessions in his cluttered office, tense confrontations in boardrooms, and a race against time to protect vulnerable patients could redefine Isaiah as a crusader for justice, earning him admiration from colleagues and viewers alike. This invented storyline adds a thrilling dimension to his character, proving he's more than just a potential love interest. Additionally, Isaiah could find himself mentoring a young medical student or intern, a relationship that mirrors his own journey and reveals a softer, paternal side. Envision weekly scenes where he guides this newcomer through the emotional highs and lows of hospital life, sharing hard-earned wisdom over cafeteria meals while reflecting on his own and shared past, perhaps a family tragedy that drove him to medicine. This subplot enriches Isaiah's backstory, giving fans a window into his motivations and grounding his presence in Port Charles beyond fleeting interactions. Fan voices, a call for action on social media. The online community has not held back in expressing their exasperation and hope for Isaiah's future. One fan on X passionately suggested, "Why don't he and Jordan do a little romantic sneaking around? What kind of soap is this?" Their impatience echoes a broader sentiment that General Hospital is missing a golden opportunity for steamy intrigue. Another viewer lamented, "They are wasting a good actor. He hasn't had any kind of storyline. He just makes house calls to Sonny and tells him to take his meds." This critique cuts to the core of the show. Isaiah's talent is undeniable, yet his screen time feels like an afterthought. A third comment proposed, "There's only one answer. Liz. She finally needs an unproblematic man," reflecting a desire for a wholesome pairing that contrasts with the usual melodrama. These fan reactions paint a vivid picture of a hungry audience eager for Isaiah to claim his rightful place in the narrative, whether through a scandalous affair, a noble cause, or a grounding romance. The consensus is clear: it's time for the writers to stop sidelining a character brimming with potential and give him the arc the actor portraying him deserves. Next, we will delve into the deeply personal and heartfelt journey of Kristina Wagner, a beloved star of ABC General Hospital and When Calls the Heart, as she commemorates the anniversary of her son Harrison's passing. In a poignant social media post, Kristina opened up about her grief, sharing intimate memories and reflections that have touched the hearts of fans and fellow soap opera stars alike. This expanded article will explore her emotional tribute with reimagined details, additional creative elements, and a broader look at her healing process, the legacy of Harrison, and the outpouring of support from her community. Join us as we honor this moving story of loss, love, and remembrance. A mother's heartache, Harrison Wagner's tragic loss. Kristina Wagner first captured the hearts of General Hospital viewers in 1984 as the spirited Felicia Cummings, a character who became one half of the iconic super couple with Frisco Jones. Portrayed by Jack Wagner. Off-screen, Kristina and Jack's real-life romance blossomed into a marriage from 1993 to 2006, during which they welcomed two sons, Peter and Harrison, born in 1990 and 1994, respectively. The joy of motherhood, however, was struck by profound tragedy when Harrison passed away on June 6, 2022. The loss left an indelible mark on Kristina, who has since channeled her sorrow into initiatives like the Harrison Wagner Scholarship Fund, co-founded with Jack to preserve their son's memory through educational opportunities. Envision a quiet moment where Kristina visits a local school supported by the fund, her heart swelling with bittersweet pride as she sees young dreamers who embody Harrison's spirit of ambition and can nest a new detail that underscores the tangible impact of her efforts to honor her son. A raw reflection on grief's anniversary. On the third anniversary of Harrison's passing, Kristina took to Instagram with a soul-bearing post, accompanied by a cherished photo of her son's radiant smile. She began with a piercing truth: June 6th is Harrison Wagner Day. If love alone could save him, he'd still be here. These words set the tone for a raw outpouring of emotion as she detailed the arduous path of mourning. Over the past 3 years, Kristina has immersed herself in grief counseling and support groups, seeking solace in shared stories of loss. She's trekked countless miles through rugged trails, perhaps in the serene landscapes near her home, using each step as a meditative release for her pain. Imagine her pausing on a windswept hilltop, a small journal in hand, jotting down fleeting thoughts of Harrison as the sun sets, a personal ritual that adds a vivid layer to her coping process. She's also devoured books on grief, lit candles on his missed birthdays, and wept through countless nights, each act a testament to a mother's unending love. Treasured memories of Harrison's vibrant spirit. Kristina's tribute painted a vivid portrait of Harrison, bringing his larger-than-life personality into focus for her followers. She reminisced about his infectious laughter, so boisterous it could fill any room, emanating from a towering young man who wore size 14 shoes. Simple pleasures, like biting into a chocolate chip cookie, evoke memories of Harrison's delight in freshly baked treats from Whole Foods, a ritual they might have shared on lazy weekend outings. Picture Kristina standing in her kitchen, the scent of baking cookies wafting through the air as she recreates those moments. A small smile breaking through her tears as she recalls his eager grin, a new detail that adds warmth to the memory. She also remembered his adoration for dogs, his voice jumping octaves in excitement when greeting puppies, and his uncanny ability to dissect every nuance of a song. A talent that sent shivers down her spine and fueled his dream of becoming a world-famous DJ and music producer. Harrison's aspirations weren't just dreams, they were vibrant goals, underpinned by a wisdom beyond his years. Kristina recalled how he shared both his proudest achievements and darkest struggles with her, confiding in ways that deepened their bond. Perhaps during a late-night heart-to-heart in their family den, surrounded by old vinyl records, Harrison opened up about a personal fear, and Kristina, ever the guiding light, offered reassurance while hiding her own helplessness. A reimagined scene that captures the complexity of their relationship and her longing to shield him from pain. The powerlessness of a mother's love. In her post, Kristina laid bare the harrowing realization of her inability to protect Harrison during his toughest battles. She described him as a soul brimming with love, wonder, and compassion for others, yet plagued by inner turmoil. Despite fleeting moments of hope where he clawed his way out of despair, he would inevitably spiral back, leaving Kristina feeling powerless to safeguard him. Imagine her revisiting a park bench where they once sat during one of his brighter days, her fingers tracing the carvings they made in the wood. Now a silent witness to her anguish over the battles she couldn't fight for him. This invented detail amplifies the emotional weight of her words, illustrating a mother's torment over the unprotectable struggles her child faced. A sentiment that resonates universally with those who've loved and lost, finding strength in recollection and connection. Amidst the pain, Kristina found a measure of gratitude in remembering Harrison, even when the memories stung. She expressed missing every intricate detail of who he was and who she became through being his mother. "Harrison, this is about us, for you now live through me as our lives are one," she wrote, a powerful declaration of their eternal bond. Through him, she's grown calmer and stronger, drawing resilience from his presence in her spirit. A new element here could involve Kristina creating a small memory garden in her backyard, planting Harrison's favorite wildflowers as a living tribute. A place where she sits on quiet evenings to feel close to him, blending grief with a sense of peace. She also shared a comforting revelation that brought her solace, learning that a mother's body can retain fetal cells from her child for a lifetime. This scientific marvel reassured her that Harrison remains with her in memory, spirit, and even physically. A beautiful concept that might inspire her to wear a delicate locket containing a tiny pressed flower from his garden, symbolizing this enduring connection. This added detail enriches her journey of healing, offering a tangible link to her son that readers can feel alongside her. A community of support from soap opera stars. The response to Kristina's vulnerable post was an outpouring of love and condolences in the comments section, with fellow soap opera luminaries stepping forward to offer their support. Writer Michelle Valjean penned a touching message, "Beautiful tribute to a beautiful guy. You carry him always. Love you." Actress Kimberly McCullough echoed the sentiment, writing, "Love you. I feel connected to him through your words." What a beautiful human. Imagine a follow-up moment where Kristina meets Kimberly for a quiet coffee in a cozy Los Angeles cafe. The two sharing tears and laughter as they reminisce about Harrison's charm, a scene that adds depth to the camaraderie within the soap community. These messages, alongside countless fan responses, highlight the profound impact of Kristina's words and the collective embrace from an industry that feels like family, amplifying the sense of shared mourning and admiration for her strength. Honoring Harrison's legacy and Kristina's courage. Kristina Wagner's tribute to Harrison is more than a reflection on loss. It's a celebration of a life that touched her so deeply and a testament to the enduring power of a mother's love. Through the Harrison Wagner Scholarship Fund, she and Jack ensure that his dreams live on, supporting young talents who embody his passion and potential. Perhaps at an annual fundraiser for the scholarship, Kristina delivers an emotional speech under twinkling lights, sharing a previously untold story of Harrison's kindness to a struggling peer, inspiring attendees to contribute to his cause, a new element that showcases the ongoing ripple effect of his memory. Her courage in bearing her grief publicly offers solace to others navigating similar pain, reminding us that healing is not linear but possible through connection, memory, and purpose. As she hikes those thousands of miles, lights candles, and holds onto the cellular bond with her son, Kristina embodies resilience. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for more updates on Kristina Wagner's journey and other heartfelt stories from Port Charles. We invite you to share your thoughts on her moving post in the comments below. How has Harrison's story touched you?